Go Keenan! Go Keenan! Go Keenan! Go Keenan! Let's go Keenan! Go!
Alright, so here is Keenan Cornelius, who's on the bottom, going against Lucas Leite. And they start off from like an open half guard where Lucas is looking to single stack on Keenan's right leg. Now here you'll see Keenan goes for the Kimura and immediately throws his leg over, which is the Kimura lockdown. And right away he transitions into the rolling armbar. And from the armbar position, he's doing a good job hand fighting to break Lucas's grip and ultimately secure the arm lock. Let's look at it one more time, but we'll go in slow motion. Alright, so Keenan sets up the Kimura from the half guard. He throws the leg over, securing the lockdown. And now you see Lucas starts defending, so Keenan right away rolls in and goes straight into the armbar. He still has the Kimura grip, and now he starts attacking for the arm lock, but you can see Lucas defends. So now Keenan starts fighting the hands. You can see there both his hands go first towards the arm he's attacking, and then if you watch, he switches to the other arm which was defending to break apart the grip. Then once he breaks the grip, he goes right back into the arm lock to get the tap. So now that you've seen it live in action, let's go ahead and show you the Kimura lockdown rolling armbar straight from the Kimura Trap DVD set. This next finish now is a very powerful way of segueing out of the Kimura lockdown and going into a powerful submission, which we call the rolling armbar. All right, and this is one that you could always do that doesn't require any fancy setup. It's just boom and you go. All right, so this is the rolling armbar. Let me go ahead and show you how it looks like. Let's go ahead and break down the rolling armbar. So, I'm going to get into our Kimura lockdown position. Boom. I'm right here, and my opponent's been doing a good job of defending everything. Okay, so now I just want to force a strong submission. So what I'm going to do, okay, my bottom leg is going to unhook once again, all right, and it's going to come up towards his head. My other leg, okay, is going to now, instead of being in front of the hip, it's going to start weaving, okay, in front of his body, going across his ribs. Okay, so I'm setting up my legs for the armbar. So I'm here, okay. Now my head, this is super important. My head is going to go face first into the mat, and I'm going to kiss the mat. Here, fall. Okay, and what I want to do, I want to plant my forehead on the mat. Okay, so I'm planting right here. Now, once I do that, I'm just going to roll through all the way, twisting towards my left. Here, here, boom. And you notice my legs now are in perfect position for the armbar, and I can come back over the top of the wrist and finish right here. And so, go again. I'm here, I pull my bottom leg out, bring my other leg in, turn, okay? Now, if you, the other thing you want to do to help you is I can post my knees on the ground, like my left knee can post on the ground, all right? So it makes it easier to get to my head, and now I can continue to roll through, boom, right here, take the arm, and finish. Right, so that is the rolling armbar. let's go over some common mistakes that people make when setting up the rolling armbar. So we get into the Kimura lockdown. I mean right here. Okay. First one, all right, is that the people forget to unhook the bottom leg, and they start threading this leg, but my left leg is out of position. Okay, and when I roll through, I'm not going to be able to hook the armbar because I don't have his head. Okay, so that bottom leg has to unhook, then come up towards his neck. All right, so I'm looking to hook his head. The other leg also has to come in. All right, if I just hook this bottom leg and roll through, you're going to see this leg's going to fade out when I come out, and I'm not going to get into a good armbar position. Okay, so boom, legs have to be right. Now, the huge part where most people mess up is the head position. All right, and what's going to happen is that if I have my head sideways like this and I try to roll, I won't be able to. All right, because your neck is going to feel like it's breaking because it is. All right, when I head sideways and I'm trying to roll, I'm like neck cranking myself. I won't go anywhere and you'll get stuck. All right, so I gotta put my head face first. And I can't say this enough. You gotta put your forehead right on the mat, and that's gonna allow you to turn your head through. Okay? But the other thing you want to do, all right, to take some pressure off your head is put your knees on the ground. Like right now, you see my knees are sideways. When I start coming here, I'll load up, and you see how I have my left knee down, right? It makes it easier for me to roll through, right, and then come up and get the armbar right here. So those were some common mistakes that people make when setting up the rolling armbar. Hey guys, David Avellan. I'm here at Team Lloyd Irvin, and I'm here with purple belt Grand Slam world champion Keenan Cornelius. All right, this man has gone to do very big things in the jiu-jitsu world, winning tournaments left and right, both gi and no gi. He just got promoted recently to the rank of brown belt. I know that the brown belts out there are shivering, right? Because you see this man's coming for them and coming for all the titles and all the hardware. All right, Keenan, I've been here for a few days now. It's after my second trip going over the Kimura trap system. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you feel about the Kimura trap?
Man, I love the Kimura trap system. Master Dave's been here for the past 3 days, and he came a couple weeks ago as well. And just in the past 3 days, he's probably put in like 10, 12 hours of time with us on the mats just working on the Kimura trap system. And that just shows how much content is in the Kimura trap system. It's so much stuff, and it's all in a system. So you learn one thing, it leads into the next, leads into the next, leads into the next. So I found it really easy for me to remember all this stuff because wherever I start in the position, I remember what's before it, what's after it, and just flow right into the next thing. I really like it.
Now, that's a great point you bring up as far as the transitions, right? So when we're doing the transitions here, we're moving from multiple positions, and that's one of the strong points that I talk about in this, the fact that it's a system and there's like a laid out plan for you, so you know exactly what you're supposed to do in each transition. But you tell us a little bit, like, as far as the transitional game behind the Kimura trap system, where you find out the strengths.
You know, the transition game, I think, is the most valuable part of the Kimura trap system because, I mean, for me, I guess I'm looking at it like the whole system is a transition because I've never been in a lot of positions before. But like the Kimura lockdown is a position, right? So the transition, the thing I like most about the transitions is how many submissions there are along the way. I'm a submission guy. I'm always fighting for the finish. In every one of my matches, except for one match I had with Paulo Miao, who I won by points on. But yeah, all the submissions along the way, all the chokes, there's so many arm locks, and Master Dave's really opened my eyes to just how many submissions are along the way. Bicep slicers, chokes, and especially in the gi, I noticed too, there's a lot of gi chokes that are opening up as I'm going through the Kimura trap system.
And that's great that you brought up the gi, because I've had a lot of people ask me, oh, I see you're doing everything no gi, does this actually translate to the gi game? You know, and again, myself, I'm not a gi guy, but just after working with you guys and getting feedback, I can see that. Well, I mean, you tell us, like, how does this work in the gi game?
You know, I love the Kimura, the actual submission itself. I always try for it. But it's more of, I'd added it more into my no-gi game. I never really thought about doing it in the gi so much, but I'm realizing just the fact that the friction that the gi adds makes it a lot easier to maintain the position. And then people would say, oh, maybe the grip, it makes it hard to break the grip. But that's what I really like about it too. Me and Master Dave were talking about how someone had said that the Kimura is a strength move, but he's shown me so many different techniques for breaking the grip just by angle changes and doing what he called rev the engine, which I liked. Using those different techniques to break the grip on the gi and using your feet and using your whole body, I would say that it's actually more effective in the gi.
Yes, that's what I've been seeing as well, like especially with the chokes. A lot of the back positions are easily finished with, with the gi chokes. Now, I've been working with a lot of different people on this. Right, we have Mike Easton, who's about here, right? And DJ Jackson's a little bit more, but he's very short and stocky. And now we got you, very tall and lanky. And you already sort of mentioned how some people have gone out to say that the Kimura is like a strength move, that it's not a leverage technique. But being someone like yourself who's very tall, you're not like a diesel, like ripped out beast. You're not known for being super strong.
Yeah.
But you find that this Kimura trap system works for you?
I've actually found that I think that's one of the most beautiful things about jiu-jitsu is that you don't need to be strong to do it. It's about leverage and technique, and you can compensate for lack of leverage and technique by using strength, but it's absolutely not necessary. And I used to avoid the Kimura a lot because I felt that it needed strength to be finished, but it was really just my own ignorance and being naive to the position. But having good leverage, I think, is better than having strength. There's a famous philosopher who said, "Give me a lever and a fulcrum, and I'll move the world."
Nice.
I think that's a very cool thing. It's the same thing applies to everything, especially in jiu-jitsu. And the art originated with Helio Gracie, changing the jiu-jitsu sport from being a strength-based thing into using leverage. So I think it's kind of silly that people think that the Kimura is a strength-based move.
I agree with you. The next thing I want to talk about with you, all right, was that Lloyd Irvin brought me here, and one of the things that he had told me specifically is that he wanted to make sure that you got this, right? Because I've gone out and said that this is something that's going to change the wrestling game around when it comes into mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu. That's going to nullify it, and it's going to make it a lot easier for someone who's a pure jiu-jitsu guy to stay in jiu-jitsu, without having to try to learn wrestling, right? So again, you're not someone who's known for their wrestlings or their takedown game. So how do you feel this is going to help you when you fight those wrestlers?
Well, actually, I've been looking for something like this because I've been a guard puller for my whole jiu-jitsu career, and the downside to that is it's very predictable. Everyone knows what I'm going to do when I go out to a match. The second I slap hands, the first thing I'm looking for is a grip and to pull guard. And especially at the higher levels of jiu-jitsu, people do something called stealing the two, where they go for a foot sweep or they shoot a blast double, and at pivotal points in the match where maybe you're tied on score, you're up one advantage, and someone shoots a double leg as you pull, and then the ref gives them the 2 points for it, that can lead to you losing. And I'm never about losing. So I'm trying to patch that hole in my game right away. And the Kimura trap system is a great thing for that because it doesn't take years and years and years of wrestling to get a strong standing base, and it's just a bonus that it ties into a submission right away. So I'm looking forward to being able to use that in those times where I don't need to pull guard as much anymore because I can just wait for someone to shoot on me, immediately get the position because I'm drilling it, it's just going to be so fast, and that's what's the beauty about it too, is wrestling wasn't invented with the Kimura in mind, so there's an amazing amount of openings for it. So I'm really excited to start using that.
Excellent. Keenan, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you much, David.
Again, Grand Slam Pro Belt World Champion Keenan Cornelius here at Team Lloyd Irvin. I'm David Avellan, and we're signing off.